These Travincal runs were fast, even as a summoner when I didn't use any skeletons. I don't know why I did these as a summoner with no summons instead of using a different build. My mercenary kept dying. I did these runs with 438% Magic Find on multiplayer Battle.net. Players 1. My fastest run was 36 seconds. My slowest run was 2 minutes and 22 seconds. The average was 59 seconds. The longest time I went without any notable drops was 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 37 seconds. The total time for all 500 runs was 8 hours, 7 minutes, and 51 seconds. Starting with our first Drought, which spanned for 48 runs, it lasted for 50 minutes and 29 seconds. On run 49, 51 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is it a Talami? No. On run 57, 1 hour in, we find an 11% resist small charm. On run 73, 1 hour and 16 minutes in, we find a nice, rare, faster cast rate resist ring. On run 76, 1 hour and 19 minutes in, we find a unique ring. Is it an SLJ? No. On run 82, 1 hour and 26 minutes in, we find a Skiller Grand Charm for Pally combat skills. On run 83, 1 hour and 27 minutes in, we find a Fury Visor. On run 84, 1 hour and 28 minutes in, we find a 7 Magic Find small charm. On run 106, 1 hour and 51 minutes in, we find a Facet Jewel. On run 113, 1 hour and 59 minutes in, we find a nice pair of double resist Magic Find boots. On run 123, 2 hours and 13 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is it a Talami? No. On run 129, 2 hours and 19 minutes in, we find a unique amulet. Is it a Mara's? No. On run 152, 2 hours and 40 minutes in, we find another Facet Jewel. On run 161, 2 hours and 49 minutes in, we find a Gauge Charm. On run 167, 2 hours and 55 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is it a Talami? No. On run 179, 3 hours and 6 minutes in, we find a unique ring. Is it an SLJ? No. On run 180, 3 hours and 7 minutes in, we find a unique amulet. Is it Amara's? No. Our second Drought spanned for 73 runs and lasted for 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 37 seconds. On run 254, 4 hours and 20 minutes in, we find a second Gauge Charm. On run 255, 4 hours and 21 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is it a Talami? No. The third Drought spanned for 71 runs and lasted for 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 27 seconds. On run 327, 5 hours and 27 minutes in, we find Ormus Robes. On run 361, 5 hours and 56 minutes in, we find a Storm Shield. On run 372, 6 hours and 6 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is it a Talami? No. On run 377, 6 hours and 11 minutes in, we find the set amulet. Is it Talami? No. On run 388, 6 hours and 21 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is it Talami? No. But wait, there's more. Later in the run, we find another set amulet. Is this a Talami? No. On run 429, 7 hours and 1 minute in, we find a Tal belt. On run 451, 7 hours and 23 minutes in, we find a unique ring. Is this an SOJ? No. On run 472, 7 hours and 41 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is this a Talami? No. On run 490, 7 hours and 59 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is this a Talami? No.